Oh my gosh, bestie, there is something happening. Yeah, something did not want this going through your feed. That's okay. I have arrived. The new you will scare all the people around you, and they will be second guessing all their life choices. Yeah, I said what I said. People are going to want to fix their whole life after seeing a peek, a sliver of what you're up to. The tea is spicy. Something did not want... Excuse me, teapot. Something did not want this going through your feed, and I have to tell you, the new you is about to emerge. You are creating a whole new regime, a whole new routine, a whole new schedule, and you mean business. This hustle and grind, you ain't doing that anymore. You have canceled hustle culture in your life. And everybody is trying to figure out where you got this BDE from, this big energy. They're trying to figure out why you're so unbothered, why you're moving in silence, but what is really happening, you will be too busy winning. This is your I'm too busy winning season. Excuse me, sorry. I'm too busy winning. What was it, Hello Kitty? Oh my gosh, we're too busy winning. So, there is a golden opportunity on the way, and you will not miss this train. It's the train of big happy changes. I am so excited. So whatever tried to stop this from going through your feed, I got very clearly when I was playing around on the calculator that I am speaking to the 0.3%. I've never gotten that before. I always get 0.1 or the 1% or the top 1%, but specifically Spirit said this is for the 0.3%. So maybe I will be reaching a wider audience of people that are ready for this change, tired of what is going on in the world and ready to just bring it to a full halt. There is something about you where you just cannot let life's outside of you that was taking over your whole day, your whole night. You refuse to let this win. You are entering the season of I'm too busy winning, and I'm doing it different, and I'm doing it right, and I'm unbothered. And everybody that wants to mess with you, they are in the F around and find out list. Well, we're going to get into that, and we're going to get into everything that you are changing because you are so ready. You are so done. But yeah, the tea is spicy. Very spicy today. Hot and fresh out the kitchen. So yeah, did I say my spiel already? I don't know. I'm your spiritual accountant. I'm your cosmic advisor. I'm your favorite YouTuber. Hello. And we need to get into things. So let's jump in. The enemy is out and about. And you are over hustle culture completely. You're canceling it. You're rebuking it. You are denouncing it. You refuse for life, the life that everybody else thinks is just okay to live and doesn't want to fight against it. You refuse to do that. You will be exuding and emanating big energy, BDE. And you are no longer making bad investments. You're no longer going to rush around. You now see what has been an unseen burden in your life. And there's a whole bunch of them. You refuse to let that win. So for whatever reason, this wasn't supposed to go through your feed, you are a part of not the 0.1%, not the top 1%. You specifically are a part of the 0.3%. The new you that is about to emerge, the big happy changes, the I'm too busy winning, yes I am, I'm too busy winning, is going to be so exciting, but it's going to scare people. Because they're not going to know why you're moving in silence. They're going to want to know, did you hit the jackpot? Like, what is going on? Are you the millionaire next door? But you are going to be super unbothered. And you are now acquainting yourself with different facts and a different way that you want to live. And you have never been so sure and so courageous that you will bring it to pass. You're going to simplify your life. You are so over the hustle, the bustle, the grinding, the running around. I specifically got that maybe before you would turn on timers and like hurry and rush and run. Not anymore. You're going to have a timer to get your work done. And then you're going to have a lot more time for naps. Remember when we were little? You remember, daycare, preschool, kindergarten, and we got nap time? Yeah, us grown-ups, we're about to have some freaking nap time. On top of that, you are going to allot time for play, for sleep, for naps, for fun. And if you are not even thinking about how you can get that done, this message is not for you. This message is for someone specifically that wants their health and their life to radiate not only greatness, but simplicity. There's so much going on in the world where it's hustle, it's bustle, it's grind, and you're over it. You are over not being able to be hands-on with certain things. And because there's so much going on where you have to keep creating more, we're in the era of overconsumption. So because of that, you're like, I want to simplify my life, and I'm going to do that. You have never been so sure about something, and it's going to be the best thing for your life. Not you running around like you're being chased by a bear, not running around in fight or flight anymore. You're so over that. You're like, oh my gosh, my body is always in emergency mode. We are all in a state of emergency. And because we haven't realized how much we're doing that, we wouldn't know what a real emergency was if it hit us. We need to not be burnt out, tired, laid the F out, exhausted by the time a real emergency approaches. I know I'm speaking to somebody that is so severely exhausted from grinding, from having to achieve more, from having to do more, and you're over it. You're going to achieve more by doing less. You've never been so sure because you are working on your mindset. You are working on your frequency. You are working on what you tune into. So you're like, I don't want to tune in to gossip. I don't want to tune in to too much entertainment. And by entertainment, I mean things that make you feel threatened or stressed out or that are low vibrational. You are now upping the meter of what that means to you. So it's like going from watching things that are stressful, like high, super intense suspense, to Little House on the Prairie, My Little Pony, Bob the Builder. Do you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be that freaking drastic. You are determined, and there's a reason why something didn't want this going through your feed, because you're gonna learn how to make it rain in your life without running in a circle. You're going to take more joy in the mundane, and you are about to de-junk and declutter your life like you ain't never done that before, because you want a different life. You're seeing where technology is going, and some of that is great. You're seeing where AI is going, and some of that is great. You're seeing where social media, and some of that is great. But you can see where it's going to go too far, and you as a seer, a psychic, and intuitive are like, I'm not about to F around and find out. I'm going to get my ducks in a row now. Not like you're getting ready for the zombie apocalypse, but you're getting ready to learn how to maybe live off the grid, maybe get a tiny house, maybe you're getting some land, maybe you're going to be learning how to farm. You're making a long-term plan on how you're going to live more quality of life. If you look around, especially in the United States, there are so many people just over life. And you're looking at that, you're clocking it, you're seeing it, and you're like, okay, though I'm not struggling, things could be a lot worse, but I need to be smarter. Because a lot of millennials, for instance, feel like they don't have it like their parents did. Whether you're a Zennial, I think that's how you say it, a Zennial, a Millennial, or a Gen X, about damn near no one feels like they'll be able to buy a house unless it's on wheels or it's a tiny home. But you refuse to be in that bracket. You were like, not because you're trying to be better than other people, but you've been humbled enough. And there is a reason why you are drawn to wanting to simplify your life. Maybe it's something you saw on Wife Swap once upon a time, or those shows where they trade lives and you're like, that ain't never gonna be me. I could never live that way, like Little House on the Prairie style. But now that has never been so enticing to you. So I don't know, there's just this big shift in you where you are going to be very self-sufficient. You're already a little Mr. Independent, a little Miss Independent, but now this independence is you stepping into your sovereignty and reclaiming your power and gaining control, because you don't want to be tracked. You don't want to be used for data entry. You're looking at the car that you drive. You're looking at the phone that you use. You're looking at your electricity bill. You're looking at your food that like might be some type of situation. And it's funny because today I was leaving an appointment and I was walking out of this apartment complex and I saw these little kids, like they're all on spring break right now. And they laid out a bunch of bread buns, like torn up bread buns for the birds. And guess what? You already know if you watch my channel. The birds ain't picking it up. The birds want nothing to do with it. I've seen videos where people leave out apples thinking like it's biodegradable, or people, an animal will come by and eat it. The animals are not eating our food. So now you're done. Oh, you're done. You are seeing it in real time for a reason. So it's not just something you saw on social media and you're like, okay, maybe that's for clicks and views. You are seeing it play out in real time. There is a reason why it is being shown to you. So you're not eating it, especially if you're trying to radiate health or you've been working on your health. If you are wanting to lose weight, get skinny, if you are wanting to feel healthy, feel vibrant, feel muscular, gain weight, whatever it is, you're putting your health at the top of the list, and hustle culture ain't gonna help that. No, it's not. You're like, I want to have more fun. I want to take more naps. I want to rest more. I want to play more. I want to emanate the light that I was always supposed to live. And I feel like this is part of your purpose. Each and every one of you have a different way that you are going to show this to the world. If you have a desire to have a nomadic lifestyle, you're going to be showing people how to live this nomadic lifestyle. If you are wanting to farm and have animals, or just have land or build things, you are going to be showing people how to be self-sufficient. This teacher in you, this shining example that you are going to become, is going to scare people, but it's also going to inspire millions. People will remember your name and they will remember your face if you watched my last message, which was, you don't really know what you be doing to people. You don't really know the effect, the insane effect that you have on people. And this message will find you 49 minutes before it all starts to unfold. That is the message that will be your extended if you haven't checked it out already. You are starting to see where you've made bad investments, where you've overworked yourself, and that's because everybody is doing it. Everybody all over the world is working more, and part of that is technology, but we're all a part of this plan where we've got to work 2 or 3 jobs just to provide for our families. And you're like, that is not going to be me anymore. You're over it. So you are moving in silence. Don't tell anyone what you're doing. Don't tell anyone what you're doing until you've started it, or you're documenting it, or you're vlogging it, or you're sharing it, whatever you desire to do in whatever order you desire to do it in. You are done being in your head. 11:11. Oh my gosh, 11:11. You are done being in your head, and you are done being focused on how am I going to get out of this rut? How am I going to get off of this hamster wheel? Because that's what it feels like, the hamster wheel of life that we have all been on. And it sabotages our family life. It sabotages the romance in our life. So it's like meeting Prince Charming and everything's gravy. And then y'all got to start working and you got to start providing. And then you have children and then you have animals and you're just like on the hamster wheel and then you can't even stand each other. That is what is going on in life right now. And then God forbid you're career oriented or, work in a corporate environment. It's just hard and it's never enough to keep us on this hamster wheel, to keep us in the matrix, to make it so there's very minimal time to do what we really want to do. You guys could be doing healing retreats, traveling with others, doing live events. I feel like there is something beautiful that you know how to do or that you are very drawn to right now. And I want you to know that this is the drawing board. This is the very beginning. And I want you to feel confident in the fact that you can do this. Someone here does not feel intelligent to pull this off. Like, Your face could be like, I really want that for myself, but like, I don't know what I'm doing. But I feel like you've gotten sick enough of what's going on in the world where you want to figure it out. And that's why you don't have to tell anyone what you're doing. You don't have to tell anyone what you're up to. But you are no longer making bad investments. Airplane. Okay, because you want to plant your own food, you want to build your own house, you want to live your own life. So you're taking your life back today. You're appreciating your life differently today. You don't want to be in environments where your cortisol is spiked. You are always like, I gotta survive, I'm in this pressure cooker, I gotta run. We were not built for that type of life. I know we're all doing it and we're just used to it. And the bottom line is, when a real emergency is taking place, are we going to feel like we even have the skill set, or are we going to be too tired from overthinking from the day before? You are figuring out how to shut off the program. You are becoming so wise and so receptive to the right information while simultaneously raising your vibration, not feeling guilty about it, not making yourself feel bad about it. Like, we've all made mistakes where we're all in this cycle, and you are looking at the toxic cycle, and though you might not want to look at it, you're like, this is what is going to destroy me, my family, my traditions, my core values. And now you're done carrying the emotional weight that it is brought into your life. Of course, something didn't want this going through your feed. You're about to change your whole life. Of course, something didn't want this going through your feed. You are about to turn this car around. Yes, you are. You are figuring out that there are fires all over the place. You're like, I want no part of that life. The fighting, the toxicity, the arguments, the people that are always competing with each other. You have, or people that are emotionally unstable, people that are in third-party situations, love triangles. There's like a lot of drama on social media, people being in scarcity or being pushed to buy and have and consume. The fake flexing, the happiness haters. You're done hustling. You're done worrying about certain things. You are tuning in to a different station. So you're getting out. If you are picking up what I am putting down, affirm it below. I'm getting out. And I'll tell no one. I'm getting out and I will tell no one. You are done overthinking, stressing, overanalyzing. You're done being around people that hold grudges, that talk a lot of garbage, that run away from their problems. You're done with spirituality haters. You're done with people that are clout hungry, that are ego driven. It's just played out to you. There are so many people pretending to be something that they are not, and you just can't be bothered. Some of these people are going through things that they're trying to hide. So it's like people trying to make it look like I live this perfect life. I'm so wealthy. I have this, I have that, I have this. And they have car issues. They have relationship issues. They have money issues. Some of them are getting their cars repossessed. There are a lot of people that get attention around you that are making very poor decisions for the clout, for the clicks, for the views, for the attention, for the so-called admiration, at the expense of their own relationship, at the expense of what is really important. So you're going to be in the group of people that is waking up and seeing, yeah, this is a problem. This whole culture is a problem, and I don't want garbage or more of it produced in my life. You might be learning how to make your own clothes. You might be learning how to make your own food. I channeled somebody making baby food, somebody growing fruits and vegetables, somebody getting animals, like, so they can have eggs or get rid of certain bugs. I'm seeing that you're going to figure out very small ways at first to turn this vehicle around, but it's going to be a lot of big, happy changes in the end. And I feel like you're going to have this new sense of accomplishment because you're going to do it layer by layer. You're going to be very present, very hands-on. You might even get your family involved. Like, hey, we're not going to be buying food from here anymore. We're only going to be going to the farmer's market and planting this. And it could be a family thing that you guys do together. We're only going to be doing this organically. And you know, you could be making soaps, making oils, making hair care products. You guys could be just making your own things. This is going to be very intriguing to you right now, because if the world ended 2 days from now, you know that you wouldn't be ready. Half of us wouldn't be ready. So you want to get ready. Not because it's ending, but because you want to not be so dependent on the lifestyle that everybody else is living. It's kind of like they make really cool electric cars, for instance. There's all types of electric cars that are really, really cool. But you know what I think about? What if something happens and they shut those cars off? Or the car is out in the sun for a minute or 5, and then it starts melting down the stuff that's in the car that you need it to run. Or there's nowhere to charge the battery, or the power's out, or there's no electricity. And it's just stuff for us to be dependent on them. It's stuff that's supposed to be like, it's our idea, it makes us independent, but it's not really real independence. Not truly. You know what I thought too? I was looking at, I love doing research on just like different things going on in the world. And I was watching this video on electric cars. And then they got to this Mercedes. And it was a sick electric Mercedes. And I was like, wow, that's a really cool car. But it had a camera on the dash. A lot of these electric vehicles are like very expensive data harvesting machines. And I'm like, oh, no. They're already making traffic lights where they can scan you, get all of your information. They have like digital IDs. They have just all of these different ways. I just see you looking at this and being like, yeah, I'm going to do something about that. You don't want the junk that is being sold. You don't want certain things that seem luxurious being sold to you either. So there's a lot of things that come in different packages that are either ways to harvest your data or to leave you stranded at any given moment, broke down on the side of the road. And a lot of this data that's being harvested is for insurance purposes. So when you're like, this is the type of car I have, they're like, this is how much your insurance is going to be, because they have already harvested that data by you braking, speeding up, running through lights, not running through lights, whatever you're doing. This is how they're getting all of this information, is through these vehicles. So I was watching, I was doing other research on like older vehicles, and cars made from 1996 to 08 are cars that cannot be tracked. Are cars that if they fall apart, you can just go get the part real quick, fast, in a hurry. You don't need a whole computer situation. It doesn't have a flat screen on it. That can be tracked. Now, some of that helps us if there's a car accident, or if you have OnStar, or if you're in a wreck, or you're stranded, you can be tracked. But think about that. Data is everything. And I want you to think of, off the top of your head, how many data leaks you have dealt with in just the last 2 years. Did it happen at your work? AT&T, DirecTV. There's a lot of different companies that are selling our data. So you are trying to figure out ways, and that might seem small to you, but it's actually big. You're acknowledging all these effed up things. You're like, yeah, I don't want them having my information. I want to be careful with this. I want to be careful with that. And it's not to fearmonger yourself, because everybody's in it, no matter what part of the world you're in. Like, we all have things that we're dealing with, but you're going to start navigating it differently. And guess what, bestie? This is going to help you feel in control. But I love how you're taking a different approach to, like, I'm not going to overthink. I'm not going to overwork for the Matrix anymore. That is not the life that I want to live. You want to be on the divine's payroll, where you make your own schedule, where you have divine PTO. A lot of people right now, they can't afford health insurance. They can't afford to move out of their parents' house. They can't afford a car payment or their car insurance at the same time. They can't afford to put a down payment on the house or, get into an accident or have a health emergency, or people are paying out of pocket. It depends on where you live in the world. And for the United States specifically, where I live, they like to make us sick. Why would they want to make us sick? Because we don't have free health care here. So they make us sick. Yeah, they do that. And then they're like, here's the cure. Either way, you're paying. Either way, you got to pay for the health care. You got to pay, like you pay for the groceries. The groceries make you sick. The groceries give you all these illnesses. Then you go to the doctor and they're supposed to fix it. And it's just money, money, money. And then it's all being taxed. It's ridiculous. But in places where there's free health care, they're not trying to make people sick. And a lot of the things in our country they're banned in other countries. They don't have the same candy. They don't have the same food. Our FDA, don't even get me started on that. Don't even get me started on that. That's more of a freaking guideline. I really wanted to go to this grocery store. I was so excited. I was talking to my friend about it. And I was like, oh my gosh, girl. I think I told you guys about this. I was like, yeah, let's go to this grocery store. It sounds so cool. And then I found out it's really not imported. That they save money. The store that I wanted to go to saves money by selling us what seems private label, but it's not really private label. It's not really imported because they know that our FDA is a joke. So in their country, it's real. It's the real deal. But here, people are fooled. They feel like they're a part of this private membership, this private club. They feel like, oh my gosh, this is imported from so-and-so. And then it's also private label. And it's also so cheap. They know that us as Americans, I'm going to call us all out, like to overconsume. We're on social media. We have streaming services. It's just everybody has to have a lot. And it's all garbage. It's all garbage. And it's very unfortunate that it's like we don't just need to be the guinea pigs of the United States. We don't need to be the guinea pigs for other countries as well. Like, that's not cute. I said what I said. Okay, rant over. We have the Six of Wands. You are about to be more successful than you realize because what you are giving, what you are serving is not lip service. And it's also going to get you a lot of unwanted attention. But remember this, bestie. You have God on your side. Don't ever forget that. Okay? You're refusing to let this be an identity crisis. You did that last year. You're refusing to feel embarrassed or like, oh my gosh, this is personal to me. You're like, no, I'm just going to fix it. I cannot be on a hamster wheel anymore. You see the mind games. You see the gaslighting. You see the lip service. You see it for what it is. You're like, these are empty promises dressed as gold. Yeah, you're over it. So this toxic cycle, these dirty little secrets, you are starting to figure these things out. And yeah, you're disappointed, but you're not going to let this ruin your plan. You're disappointed in how your system has failed you, but that's not the end for you. Because you are going to be a hero where you live. I will say that again. God is preparing you to be a hero where you live or a hero online. Because you feel burdened by all of this ish, but you want to unburden yourself. There's things that you want to unpack. And then on top of that, you're going to help other people unburden themselves. People that are ready for that knowledge, ready for that information. So there's going to be a spotlight. I feel like when you first start putting this information out there might be an uncomfortable spotlight on you. People are going to be saying some things. That's devil energy. Something didn't want this going through your feed. You are going to take a risk and find out. You're going to start doing things your way and find out. So people might try to feel like they can expose you, like, oh, well, they did this and this in their past. And whatever people try to expose of you, remember this. You once upon a time did things in a toxic way, or you were on a hamster wheel of life. You once upon a time effed around and found out. You once upon a time made bad investments. But you have been humbled. You have learned from your mistakes. You are not acting better than anyone out here in these streets. But this new version of you will scare people. It will having them out here trying to fix their entire life. I'm telling you right now that you moving in silence, you staying unbothered, you moving this way is going to help your physical and your emotional health, your physical and emotional well-being. And it's going to give you boundless energy because you're not going to consume what they want you to consume. Not the food, not the drinks, not the whatever programming. You're not taking it. You're over it. And you're going to help others do the same. It's like you're going to help others escape the many different forms of the matrix or the system. So I'm seeing really good things happening for you. You're going to be too busy winning. You're going to finally have time for love. People are going to be giving you money or donating to your cause. You're going to get a lot of offers. People are going to want to invest in you and they're going to want to sponsor you. You are going to have golden opportunity after golden opportunity. They're going to be stacking hand over fist. This is the perfect opportunity for growth for you. You are about to make one of the most important choices in your life. Something didn't want this going through your feed for a reason, because you have had enough. You've had enough of things making you sick, making you feel ill, making you feel like you don't have control. And so you are taking back control of your whole entire life. And people might be looking at you like, oh my gosh, I wouldn't do that if I were you. You're like really trying to F around and find out. Well, if you're scared, go to church, because you're not scared. You are not scared. You've been burdened. You've been through the ringer, doing it the system's way. And it doesn't work anymore because you know what you deserve. And think about some of the people that you look up to that don't let anything stop them. And they're happy and they're winning and they're thriving. Those are the people I want you to focus on. The influencers that seem really happy and admit when their life isn't all the way together. They admit their shortcomings. They admit the things that they're trying to fix. You need to be around people that are of a high vibration, that are of a unique frequency, because that is the frequency that you are going to be on. Okay, so let's think about people that are very influential, that are changing the world one step at a time, or maybe they're not even like super famous or super recognizable, but they raise your vibration. These are the type of influencers and the type of messages that I want you to focus on. People that really encourage you. People that encourage acts of kindness that might get a lot of flack. Each and every one of you will have different influencers that you connect to that make you feel like this is possible. Really think about that. Anytime people around you, they're out here for the clout, they're out here for the clicks, they're totally misusing their power, it's going to catch up to them. So think about Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, for those of you that watch that show on Hulu. This Taylor Frankie Paul girl, the Swingergate situation from 2 years ago. I don't know why people can't learn from other influencers. Now, all of this is alleged, but allegedly, there are certain things going on between her and her baby daddy. And it's very toxic and it's televised. How are you supposed to be the bachelorette or to be influencing all of these people and it's so negative? that you in this toxic relationship and the allegations, which are really bad, they have stopped production because these allegations are so bad. They're in the middle of filming the 5th season of that show. And on top of that, we're like 1 week away from them supposed to be releasing The Bachelorette. There are rumors that they might not even let this show air, even though it's already been filmed, because of what's going on. It's like people get a golden opportunity and they squander it on being toxic. And I say that to say this, not because I'm judging or I'm like, oh my gosh, shame on her for da-da-da-da. But people have to learn. They have to. You cannot just act however and keep going back to a very toxic cycle publicly and think that there are not going to be any repercussions, whether it's affecting your family or your wallet. And I have a feeling it's going to affect both. I've heard that they were both ordered, her and the baby daddy were both ordered psych evaluations, that Hulu has had them in therapy together. But because there's like these cases going on with protective services, you know what I'm saying? It's that type of situation and DV issues or accusations. These are not the type of people that you need to be looking up to. And again, I'm not saying that, she's a bad person. She's got a lot of things to figure out. They both do. But it's kind of like scandal. It's like the scandal of it all. Sometimes things can get so big, it is your downfall. And the very same people that put you on that pedestal are going to be the first ones to cancel you. That's the type of culture we're living in, the cancel culture of it all. So the same people that lifted you up and wanted to give you all this love, oh my gosh, you're so amazing, are going to be the same ones that are like, oh, that's bad. You're a bad person. I cannot. You're being very careful of the people that you look up to, even maybe, your family members or children or nieces, nephews. You're like, I don't want you watching that. Or not up in here, not up in this house. And there's nothing wrong with that, because you maybe don't want certain family members over consuming. You don't want them investing their time wisely or thinking that type of, karmic femme just popped out. There are a lot of karmic femmes being put on a pedestal. I feel like this is especially in your family and in your workplace. Karmic feminines being put on a pedestal. You're like, for what? They did what? They're who to who? They're nobody. They're nobody to me. I cannot. So you're going through this awakening where it is what it is, and you're going to be who you are because of your standards and the business that you stand on. I'm telling you, you're going to be a very big name. Mark me. Mark me. Mark what I'm saying. You are somebody that's of high honor, and you're going to be coming in swift. People might think you're arrogant or you're cocky. Oh well, I'm conceited. I got a reason. But people will be paying attention. People will be paying attention to what you're doing. So you are going to be helping others and bringing other people together through golden opportunities, real offers, acts of kindness, connecting people in a good way. So for instance, like Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, the idea is good of mom talk and having moms like be together and make TikToks together and have this friendship and take care of one another. The idea is there, but the leader brings a lot of toxicity and it drags everybody down. And they all have their own relationship problems that they need to focus on, but this is like always at the forefront. So you are going to be bringing people together, but for different reasons. Not because you're better than these other people. Well, I mean, you're of high honor. But not because you're trying to shadow compete or be competitive with them. It's because you are ready to shine. You want your health to be radiating and you want to help others in any way that you can. You're like a spiritual doctor. Some of you guys might cook and be able to heal people through your food. Some of you guys might grow things and be able to heal people through your food. Some of you guys might make things and be able to heal people through that. Whatever you do, you heal people through that. You're a spiritual doctor. You are a spiritual doctor. Like, so many people are caught up in the wrong things. And I feel like, dirt bike, sometimes we get caught up in things that we think that we want. Like, I watched this thing on millennials wanting their dream car and being stuck on like whatever that dream car is, no matter like what the year, make, model is. And it's because we are from an era of nostalgia or things being nostalgic. But at the same time, seeing where maybe I don't need that thing because it's not made the same anymore. So things are just made really junky nowadays, or even if it's supposed to be made right, it's made to track or to gain. It's like we stand more to lose than to gain from things that are being sold nowadays. Like, everything has a price and you're walking away. You're like, I do not claim this way of life. You're going to start doing small gestures for yourself. So this is how I'm seeing it. You're going to start enjoying the things that are normally mundane. You are going to start making different windows of time for yourself. For you, yourself, and you. You are going to start pouring in yourself so you can shift your frequency, so you can raise your vibration and your confidence, because maybe you feel like it's not where it should be because of things that you've been going through, things that you've been enduring. You're just done being in survival mode. You're like, this is not normal. I shouldn't always feel like I've got a problem solved, like I'm being chased from by a bear, like I've got to go out and hunt for the family. No, I'm over this. So you're going to start reeling that back. You're going to start walking it back day by day. And you've already started. You probably started yesterday. There's a reason why this message, something didn't want this message going through your feed. You are walking away from the way that you used to do things because the way that they want us to live life, it's very hard to be present. It's like, here, scroll, scroll, scroll. Get cheap little hits of dopamine. It's not going outside, playing. You know, kids are like stuck on their tablets or their devices or their video games. And you're like, enough. Go outside and play. Like, go do something. So yeah, you're just disappointed in the way things are. And you're like, I can fix it with me. I can fix this starting with me right here. And I love that for you guys. So you're going to start small. You're going to start seizing the moment. You're going to stop feeling so obligated to do things you don't want to do things that don't add value to your life, that actually stress you out. You're going to stop rushing everywhere, rushing through the chores, rushing and running and walking fast. You're going to start moving slower. I don't know why people have to be so upset or bothered by what you have going on, but you have more shadow competitors than you realize. So let's just talk about that. There are some people that maybe you feel weary when you're around them, and maybe you have to go around them because of work, family, your relationship, your in-laws, whatever. And what was I going to say? They are on the F around and find out list, so keep protecting yourself. You have people around you that have a superiority complex, and you are moving towards your most divine Empress era, the train of big happy changes, and you are going to rule, and people aren't going to like it because they cannot boss you around. They cannot tell you what to do. You're learning how to do all of the things that make you happy. You're learning how to do all of the things that make you more self-sufficient. So let's say if you like going to get a service done, you might be learning how to do that in your own home or figuring out ways around it. I see you saving a lot of money and investing differently and saving and maybe big goals or big purchases that you had in your mind once upon a time. You're like, ooh, I don't need that just yet. So for instance, let's say you wanted to buy let's say you live in the US and you wanted to get a new home. But you know the only way to kind of cut a corner with a new home with the prices and the interest rates is to get one that's just being built. But we all know a lot of new homes are being built like, and small and zero lot. Zero lot meaning they're like back to back to back houses with like this much space. You can like touch your neighbor's window. Your backyard is cramped. You have an HOA that you have to answer to. You've got property taxes up the wazoo. And it's just a lot going on. So maybe at one point you're like, well, the only way for me to get a cheaper interest rate is to get one that is being built in a subdivision where there's only 5 models on it. I got to pick one of the 5. Guess what, bestie? You don't care anymore. You don't want that anymore. You might be renting privately so you can save money, or you are going to buy a home with land, or you are going to buy land. I see that so clearly. 90% of you that have clicked on this message, because I feel like the other 10% want a more nomadic lifestyle. But 90% of you, my 0.3 percenters that have clicked on this message, you will own land. You will own land with no HOA. I said what I said. Because you're like, answer to who? Answer to what? Not up in here. And you might build and build and build and build. Your goals are shifting. You're like, I need to be able to be self-sufficient. So if I got to move a little bit further, if I got to live over here, that's fine. Yeah, devil energy does not want you seeing this message in your feed. Wants you to think small. And small and doing what everybody else is doing is going to get you not the results that you want. I also see you really wanting to be further away from people if you're able to be, not because you don't like people, but because you're getting kind of annoyed with people. And maybe you feel like the vibration in your own city or your town or wherever you live is low. Maybe there's a lot of retired people where you live, or maybe there's a lot of noise or just drama in your city. Some of you guys are going to meet someone that has a lot of money. I don't know if this is for love, but I do see people wanting to invest in your growth. There are going to be some rare opportunities. So maybe you're already working with a realtor and they keep showing you things and you're like, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. And maybe you're going to full stop and just look yourself. And I don't know how to explain this. I just know you're going to be able to be self-sufficient in the way that you want to, or you're going to be able to travel the world in the way that you want to. Some of you guys might even be moving to a different country. Some of you guys might even be moving to a different country because all you need is like the internet and a laptop. I see a lot of you guys wanting to work for yourself so you don't have to answer to a boss that just like makes your life a living hell. You don't want to live with family anymore because they make your life a living hell. And you are turning this car around in the way that you look at your money, the way that you look at your finances. There's so many people struggling in the world, and I see you being very grateful for the cards that you hold. Like, you know what? I have enough for a roof over my head. I have enough to pay the bills. I have enough for food. I'm happy. But it doesn't mean that you don't want more, or you don't want to be more self-sufficient or more independent, or, you know what I'm saying. You refuse to lose money in any type of stupid way. You're like, I want something different. God says that you're going to be a rising star in the lifestyle that you're ready to achieve, and being more present, even in the mundane, even in the doing the dishes and having to walk the dog, that you're going to let that be more joyful instead of it being so much hustle and bustle. You're slowing everything down. You are simplifying your life. If it's the last thing you do, this is what's going to bring you a lot of joy, a lot of bliss. It's going to give you time and space to be this rising star, to feel like this is serving a purpose. This is fulfilling to me. This is your divine feminine era. And you are maturing. Your angels and ancestors are so proud of you. Like, oh my gosh, like they're growing up. I'm so proud of them. And this is also going to help your intuition. It's going to help your intuition a great deal because it will not be running on ticker tape. You won't be second guessing yourself or feeling like you have decision paralysis, and you will have more time for your family. I saw a video the other night where this dad was so over the fact that he works 3 jobs. It's still not enough to support his family. He's just like, I'm over it. And I understand. We shouldn't need 2 or 3 jobs just to survive. We shouldn't. So you being able to slow it down is going to help you come up with greater ideas because you're going to be getting better rest. You're just entering this period of unbothered. You see the burdens for what they are and you refuse to claim them. You're like, oh, those burdens over there, I'm not claiming that anymore. I don't want that life. Because it's only going to run you ragged where you're never able to retire. You're never able to go to the doctor. You're like, there has to be a better way. And God is going to help you create that better way. If you haven't already started sorting it out. Seriously. You're like, I can do this. I can do this. And again, think about some of your favorite people around the world, whether they're on the TV or they're an influencer or they're just a messenger. Think about their heart and their frequency and the life that they're living. And tune into that because I'm telling you, you are going somewhere that is far beyond your wildest dreams. It is achievable. Maybe some of you will be updating your vision board. You'll be praying more, affirming more, meditating more, and breathing more. We don't get to breathe enough. And, part of that is because what we're breathing in is just, don't even get me started. But it's sad. You're like, I want to be in open air where there's like no chemtrails and there's not all these towers and there's not, maybe you want to run things off of solar or you just want to live, a more nomadic lifestyle. Either way, you are entering your too busy winning season. Remember, keep it hush hush. You don't have to tell your boss, so I'm going to live more nomadic now. So F this job. Like, you don't got to tell them. You don't got to tell them anything. Whatever you're choosing to do, you are doing it for your highest good. You are doing it for your health. You are doing it because this is what you need for you. You're done trying to get by. You're done trying to survive. This is probably one of the most important messages that I've ever given. You're going to simplify it all. Tuning into the frequency of simple, of joy, of bliss, of pleasure. Something that we don't get enough of because we're always grinding it out. God is going to make it rain in your life on this rebirth. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to smash the hit the bell, all the things. Hype up this message if you claim it. And yeah, important links are in the description box. Patreon link. If you guys are looking for ad-free content, there is a huge library to binge watch there. And it's only $11.11 a month. It's a very, very good deal. And it's the closest thing to a personal reading. So if you're looking for love, career, finance, all ad-free, it is the link below. Also, my Cash App link is below. And just thank you guys for all of your generous donations. You guys are amazing. I am filming this on St. Patrick's Day. We are so lucky and blessed to be here. And we are about to get it up out of the mud. I'm sending you guys the biggest hugs. I'm so grateful for all of your encouragement, your comments, your affirmations, your kind words. Just thank you guys. I love you so much. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.